we're going to win. And we're going to win a championship. Otherwise, why are we doing it?
What's up, Cowboys Nation? Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of StarChasers. As you guys know, it's your girl, Caping Cowboys. And as always, I got my girl, Star, in the building with me. How you doing tonight, sis?
What's up? What's up, sis? What's up, everybody in the chat? Glad to see y'all. Y'all know today, Thursday, we usually do the show on Wednesday, but we had to switch it around just this week. But thank you, you guys, for being with us in the chat. The Basement Boys, JV, you know, our day one. We really appreciate you guys' support so much. Y'all know when you come in, please like the stream, please share it, as well as please subscribe to our YouTube channels if you haven't already. If you're watching on the playback, please like, share, and subscribe as well. And also, those who are live with us, please comment. We really enjoy you guys' comments and doing our best to answer some of them during the show or just like react to them. And then also, if you're watching on the playback, we also really enjoy you guys' comments and try to do our best to respond to those as well. You guys give us a lot of ideas, and a lot of y'all give us ideas, a lot of facts and different stuff like that. So please help us out. Oh, and donate to our Cash Apps as well.
Yes, like Sis said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and donate to us. And yes, like she said, thank you for joining us on this Thursday. Thank you for your time, Sis, adjusting your schedule. And we're just going to jump right into it. Today we're going to talk about, as we know, in the past week, Sounds of the Sideline was released. And of course, something we look forward to when the Cowboys, do win the game. And me and Star were just talking about off game before we jumped on here. It did show a lot of the good that happened versus the Giants this past week, as we know, with the crazy game that happened, or one of the crazy games that happened over the weekend. And also which is something I didn't really see, one of the highest scoring games over the weekend. I thought it was going to be, with the Giants coming in with the defensive line, us still, trying to get our defense going. But, us being a high-powered offense, I thought maybe it still could have ended up maybe being a 21-14, maybe, 21-10 type game. But I did not see both sides getting into the high 30s, scoring a high amount of points. I definitely didn't see that. So,
neither. I don't think any of us expected that at all.
It was definitely crazy to see. But I just wanted to show a quick clip. I was telling Star off camera that I feel like just as look up on the show up is right after Pickens caught the touchdown to kind of I feel like it gave the offense, really the team, just a jump, like kind of like a shot of energy kind of in that point of the game. And you just not just seeing the offense kind of hype them up, not just the wide receivers, but the entire team. You saw some of the defensive members, James Houston, hyping them up. Of course, we see later on when the guys are kind of like a group. You see the assistant wide receivers coach, Taekwon, I think it's like Taekwon Underwood, I believe his name is, kind of hyping him up. And I actually saw a small, I think they did like a small interview with him when one of the shows on you know how they do the show at Brian Schottenheimer, I think it's called Cowboys Huddle, and they had just like a small segment of Taekwon Underwood kind of just speaking about how the energy that he wants to bring to the wide receiver room, and you know, just kind of looking at him, you know, as you guys see in the clip, just the energy, you know, he hypes up his wide receivers. He kind of has that
he does have a lot of energy. He does have young energy for sure.
Yeah, you see him out there dancing with them. He's kind of just on, you know, on these younger guys' level. You know, we have, you know, in the room we have CD, Terp, you know, James Houston, not James Houston, Flournoy. We saw him in the clip. You know, Jalen Brooks. You know, this is young guys who just kind of, you know, galvanize around each other, and just that energy kind of brings. And also spoke about, you know, also kind of speaking to these guys off the field, so as far as teaching them how to be young men and how to be able to develop in this, you know, in this sport as well. Because we know his history in the NFL. We know he played some time too. So it's just another example of how they bring guys who are also connected with the coaches, but who can also connect with the players on their level, and also kind of give them some of their background experience as well.
Who did you also say played the game?
I was talking about Taekwon Underwood.
Oh, I didn't know he played in the NFL.
Let's see. Let me look it up.
Let's say I didn't know that. I didn't know any of our coaches played in the NFL. If they did, but yeah, I definitely think that. Go ahead.
I was saying, he's a former wide receiver for the Patriots. Yeah, I think around 2011. Yeah,
wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 2009 draft, seventh round pick, 253rd pick overall. So not a high draft pick, but just some.
I mean, he was still in the NFL as like a he's like a Al Harris type coach. And speaking of Harris, we're gonna be facing Al Harris.
Wow,
this is I forgot. Al Harris is now the defensive coordinator. Is that right? Is he defensive coordinator for the Bears? I think so.
No, I thought for some reason I kept thinking he went with Quinn.
No, he not with Quinn. He went with the Bears, and I think he's the defensive coordinator, or maybe not. Maybe he just moved to be their secondary coach.
Defensive backs coach, defensive pass game coordinator with the Bears.
Oh, pass game coordinator. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Got it.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so that'd be interesting. I mean, we saw the relationship he had with Diggs when he was here, and really just the entire room as a whole. Jordan Lewis, we really saw a lot of elevation. A lot of the guys in that room, you know, even Anthony Brown back. You know, we gave him a lot of heck, a lot of hell back. You know, back when he played kind of up and down.
Anthony Brown, he was decent for about a couple years.
Yeah. So we're seeing a lot of It's
gonna be a little reunion.
Yeah, for a lot of these guys, we talk about the coaches, and not just Eberflus and Overstreet, Curtis, who's up there with them. Sanborn was up there, among the players as well. Bergonzi, the linebacker coach. So it's gonna be reunion type guys for a lot of these guys.
Exactly. I think Overstreet was over there too. Or was Overstreet over there, or was he with Seattle?
No,
he might have been with Seattle.
I think he was up there too with Chicago as well.
Okay. Yeah, so this is gonna be a revenge game. It seemed like from the interview, I haven't watched the coaches' interviews yet, but just from like the reporters, they'll put like their quotes and stuff, and it seemed like Eberflus trying to play it cool, like he ain't worried about it, and he hasn't really thought about it, and how he's gonna feel and all this type of stuff. But it's like, boy, stop lying. This is a revenge game. That's why I got you. That's why I got you on the thumbnail. But this is gonna be a very, very important game for Eberflus to show up, because last week versus the Giants, as you said, I don't think any of us expected in a million years. What's up, Swain? But yeah, I don't think and Rico, my guy Rico, but I don't think anybody in a million years expected us to be in a shootout with the Giants.
Right, not at all.
Y'all can go watch the playback and see how we was talking about Russell Wilson. And it's like, I knew to take the Giants defense, well, especially that front seven, seriously, because that front seven is the truth. Like, I knew to take them seriously, but it's like the offense, I was like, they got Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, but Russell can't get the ball to him. But Russell showed us. He showed us, or better yet, our defense allowed him to turn back the clock, sort of like our defense made Jordan Love look like the best quarterback in the universe, which Jordan Love is a good quarterback, but is he the best quarterback in the universe? Absolutely not. So we
Right.
have
No,
a
never at all.
tendency as Cowboys to, uh, for some reason, it's like against everybody else, the team sucks or this player sucks, but against us,
Yeah, they get
they
a jump of confidence. They get a
they
jolt
look
of
right.
energy,
They get a
and all of
jolt
a
of
sudden,
confidence, energy.
100
It's
plus
like
yards on our
right.
DBs. It's like what? Like it's
That
they
game
don't gonna
versus the
act.
Giants, you know what it felt like, sis? It felt like this is gonna be the like our game last year versus the Saints, where we're
Yeah,
like, oh my god, they're so good.
yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, oh, and yeah,
Moving
not
on to the next
but
team and not, you know, what I'm saying? I'm just like week one. I mean, they didn't even have a touchdown in week one, so it's just like why,
correct. They're gonna go
how
right
you
back
doing
to
that?
losing, but against us, they looked amazing. Now,
Exactly.
allegedly, I've been, listening. I wish I could have watched Eberflus's interview before this. I didn't get to watch it. Did you get to watch it?
I watched bits and pieces of it. He did talk about, the team. I took just a little bit of notes. He said about the team playing better team defense. Talked about guys being a little bit more consistent at the catch point and just making sure they're a little bit more sound with their hands and saying just keeping up with the offense. And I think he spoke more about the team playing better sound and playing more discipline. That's kind of just something like I said, I didn't watch the entire thing. And I kind of watched a little bit of Ben Johnson's too, just to kind of see. But I feel like there was a question toward the end of Eberflus that asked about Donovan Wilson, and of course just like we talked about how Schottenheimer talks about, Pickens is fine. I'm not worried about him. I feel like Eberflus kind of gave the same, similar energy. Like, Donna was good. We feel like Donna, because he kind of said, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Nick Harris. I think he finished out the press conference. He asked, what was communication between you and Donovan, kind of on that final play when he made the interception. And Flus was kind of just like, Donald can play, up, he can play back, he can play different positions, and this, that, and the third. It's kind of like, at least for me, he kind of didn't really answer the question about, what was communication about how Don was able to make the play. But it was kind of more like, he can play all positions, he good on the field, and it wasn't necessarily critical. And that's kind of differences I noticed between Eberflus's conference and a little bit of Ben Johnson's. Like, because even there was an article that kind of led me to Ben Johnson's actual press conference, actually led me to watch it. He was kind of just like, hey, our practices haven't been up to a championship caliber. And he's coming from the Lions. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to an organization like the Bears, like,
yeah.
Some people might think, like, even me, like, why would you expect championship caliber from a team like the Bears, right? But he's coming in saying, like, hey guys, we got to have practices like this. So of course he's going to be expecting in the game. But at least for me, as far as I guess in the coach's point of view, I do appreciate that Ben Johnson is coming in expecting his guys to play to a certain level, whether he's a new coach, whether he's a seasoned coach, you know what I'm saying, and whether you guys are learning a new scheme or not. I do expect you guys to give a certain type of effort in practice, so that way you can. Like we always talk about how you play, how you practice. I think he's feeling like their practice is kind of translate on the field, and it kind of starts at practice, like we talk about all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I feel like this is the first time that I'm hearing such an emphasis on practice, honestly, with our coaches. So I think that's interesting, that Ben Johnson said it. But I guess, that's kind of like a foundation, but it clearly is not a foundation of everybody's philosophy about like practicing well, being the best practicing team in the league and all this type of stuff, because I don't think Mike ever talked about practicing or
he was giving veterans days off, you know what I'm saying? They kind of rest their bodies.
Like Mike, it was like practice smack this. So I do think it's interesting, the emphasis on practice. But what's up, Key? Glad to see you, Key.
Hey, Keystone, shout out to you, man.
But I wanted to go back where you were talking about Eberflus, and he's talking about how he basically like just skated or skirted that question about Dono.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. And see, this is what we was worried about when we found out that Dono was a captain, because now Dono cannot be held accountable because he's a captain. Clearly him and Malik Hooker have been the one of the only two people on the defense where their position has just been locked in, no questions. Neither one of them's performance has been where there shouldn't be any questions about their position. We have had Wanye and Bell sitting behind them for how many years now? 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And Eberflus talking about right, and then Eberflus talking about we know. What's up, Sadiqa? What's up, sis? Glad to see you.
How you doing, sis? Thank you for joining us.
Talking about he can do a little bit of everything. No, the hell he cannot. Yeah. And this is the type of shit that pisses me off. And this is what and it also pisses me off because it's like this is what we talk about. It's this half-ass accountability.
Right.
Y'all want to act like, okay, y'all got to hold Mozzie accountable. Y'all got to hold Blue accountable. And you say that they're not playing because of consistency. But yet you have people like Donovan Wilson.
Correct.
Who is a liability, been a liability for years. I don't care about the plays that he may or may have not given up, may not have been his fault or whatever. I'm like, but we know this man is a liability and he's a target when he's on the field. There's no question about him. Oh, he's great. It was like the same shit with Ferg, like with Shotty, like, oh, and that's where I feel like with those picks, those are definitely front office saying these are the guys.
Yeah.
Work with them. But I'm like, you can work with them while also Eberflus, you've got to put these guys in the best position. We talked about this. I said Donovan's a captain now, Eberflus, so that means you're going to have to protect him. You're not protecting him.
Right.
You have him on the roof trying to play cover 2, trying to play quarters, trying to play cover 3, and he is not comfortable back there. The thing that sucks about Donovan Wilson as well is like his tackling ability, his hitting. A lot of that stuff is like it's not even strong like it used to be.
Right.
So it's like at what point, this is what I'm talking about. It's like if you're gonna be this consistency and compete every day and all this mantra, it needs to add up across the board, and it's not adding up across the board.
Right.
I've seen Fergie catch a few in the seams, test Chicago the same way. Yeah, he did catch he caught some, in the seams. I think Ferg, even though Ferg had he had a decent amount of yards, and he's like, I think they say he's like number 1 in the NFL in like receptions or some shit. I'm like, I'm still not impressed. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's still soft.
Some of his blocking, it's like he couldn't even plant his feet in the game. There were some points where he's caught off guard and he was sliding. I'm still unimpressed. I'm still very unimpressed by his blocking, and sometimes
his blocking is terrible. His blocking is not good.
It's atrocious.
You're still soft because you can't catch anything contested.
Right.
Like, so yeah, if you're wide open, but that's great. But bro, you're a tight end. You're supposed to be able to take hits.
Right.
That's the point of being a tight end. You're like a bigger wide receiver, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not getting it. Somebody like Spanford, though.
Yeah, now he's a mauler.
He is
mauling. Not blocking the end zone. I don't know if it was this week or last week where he just pancaked the dude and just kept planting them until they called touchdown. I'm like Spanford, please have mercy on the dude. Please.
Check this out. Is he getting a chance?
No, not in the pass catching game. I'll say that.
I'm saying in the pass catching game, he's not getting a single chance.
Right.
Schoon, I was liking how Schoon was looking blocking, but this game he dropped every ball came his way. I'm like, what is going on? It's like I want consistency from the coaching staff.
Yeah,
like there's not consistency. You're not fighting across the board for what you believe in, which makes me think that like the players that you're not playing, like Merritt Steele, who went from 4 to 9 snaps, like this is becoming like a favoritism thing. This is what me and Boss talked about. Like this is a coaches our guys type of deal. It's not the best guy, it's our guys.
Right, correct. Because this is something that literally came from Shawty's mouth to say when you have the two guys who are similar in the position, you typically go with the younger guy. But like you mentioned, we have Wanye, we have Bell, who had yet to see the field behind the hooker or Adano. But this was his reasoning was behind, keeping a Keemon Hall, behind keeping a Childress. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted the younger guy who was better and more talented at the position. But it's definitely not across the board. They just don't have the same reasoning for all the players on the team.
Facts. And shout out to you guys. Somebody said Fairweather. Hey, I loved Fairweather, but they put him on the practice squad.
Yeah.
It's like people like Fant. I feel like what would our offense look like if we actually had Fant
right
mixed in as like our fullback tight end type of like hybrid role. You know what I'm saying? And these players have been on our team. Well, not Fairweather. He just got here. But like Fant's been on our team, well, our practice squad for like 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah, and he's actually able to show something during preseason this year. So I've actually thought that he would have a better chance of getting on the field.
Honestly. That's what I'm saying, sis. Like span for. Remember, Shoddy, Nick Harris said he looked unstoppable. All this stuff, and we know he put in. What's up to my guy Lou? Y'all know this my guy Lou.
Happy birthday again, Lou.
Happy birthday, Lou. Lou's birthday just passed. I think it was like yesterday or 2 days ago. So shout out to Lou. Y'all know one of the best young content creators. Yeah. Out
yes, and young, yes, on that point star, young. Ooh. I'm like under 30. I'm like I don't mention too much on that, but yeah.
Lou young as hell. He young as hell, but I tell him all the time he's my inspiration as well. I did, but he said, and shout out to a Bears fan. His name is the Ghost of Judah Tribe. He said, "You'll destroy." Sis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I'm just making sure you didn't glitch out. But he said, "You'll destroy my Bears. I'm actually hoping you embarrass Caleb Williams so our backup can start." Shout out to Matt Eberflus. I knew it wasn't you. Oh, so you like Matt Eberflus? That's interesting. I've heard mixed reviews. See, that's why I like that as a Bears fan in here, because there's been mixed reviews on Matt Eberflus in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And so what do you think? Let us know, Ghost. What do you think about Ben Johnson? I would like to, what's your opinion? I know y'all are 0-2, but is that Ben Johnson's fault? What's really going on over there where y'all think y'all 0-2? Clearly you not effing with Caleb Williams.
Right. Because they've been having some fast starts in these games. They just, because sometimes we see teams that sometimes some of them have fast starts, but they can't finish. Or sometimes, even the Cowboys can be a long team that, that doesn't necessarily start fast, but they can try to finish out games. So, that's kind of interesting. These two teams going against each other this weekend to see if it'll really be about, I don't know if it'll come down to the last possession, but it'll be about whether the Bears will be able to finish a game or if the Cowboys be able to have a fast start and to be able to kind of deter the Bears from scoring points early in the game.
Facts. I think it definitely looks like, where'd it go? Oh, so my guy, $100,000. He said that will happen. We will handle business this game, Cowboys Nation. Yeah, I definitely think. And I would like to show the injury report. They've got a lot of. They got a lot of people out. A lot of defensive guys out, and there was some offensive guys that were also on the the injury report, like Swift.
Yeah, and Jade, I think they said he actually elevated to being either limited or full. They said there was a chance that he may have been out, but I think he's actually elevated to either limited or full.
Okay, yeah, here you go. I got it up here, so I can share my screen. But let's see, screen share here. So this is their injury report for our game, and so TJ Edwards, I guess he's out, which is I think that's their Mike linebacker that came over there from Philly. He's been did not participate. Kyler Gordon, their corner, did not participate. Jalen Johnson, we know he's out for a while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jalen Jones, I'm not sure who that is. Grady Jarrett, who they just got, I think, this free agency.
Yeah.
He was limited to
limited. Oh, okay.
He'll probably, but if it's limited and he's practicing, he'll probably play.
Yeah.
I think same with DeAndre Swift. Both of those guys will probably play. I'm assuming if they're practicing in a limited role, but of course tomorrow they've got to do their designations. To find out, who's questionable, doubtful, and who's just straight up out. Again, we know Jalen Johnson's going to be out because that's already been announced to the NFL, but the rest of these guys we'll have to see. He said Ben Johnson is good. The wrong QB is running the system. Badgett or Keenum just runs it better. His processing speed just isn't there. Yeah, that's crazy that you said that, Ghost, because I was just thinking, like, I see the NFL. The NFL is turning. Everybody's talking about we need an athletic quarterback. We need an athletic quarterback. I was like, if you look, and there was an article, I should have bookmarked it, but they were saying how the NFL is going to be turning back soon to the old style of quarterback, because what you're seeing with these young athletic quarterbacks is that's all they got.
Right, elusiveness.
They got speed and they can run.
Yeah, but
they're not processing the game.
Right.
Like, think about like the quarterbacks that have entered over these last years, the last 5 or 6 years. It is not there, and that's because everybody wants these athletic. Like, look at some Anthony Richardson. Everybody wants the 6'6".
Right, he powerful arm.
Right, he could throw the ball 100 yards flat-footed.
Right.
Oh, what's up, Tug?
Oh,
Big Bro Tug in the building. Thank you, Tug. We appreciate you so much for popping in and your support.
Yeah. And shout out to your college work too, man. I mean, you just doing so many things for real, man. Like, you really are our motivation.
Big Bro doing a lot of stuff. Y'all, but y'all know, y'all better know CFL Sports. Y'all better be over there subscribing. But yeah, we call him the draft wizard because he's
still retweeting posts from a couple years ago in 2023. I'm like, man, that's
the draft wizard is what we call him. Basically, he basically our scout of the community. Or one of them. We got a lot of like scout minded people, but Tuck is definitely one that's at the top of the list. So shout out to Big Bro Tuck. But yeah, I think these quarterbacks, they're young, they're athletic.
Right, but they still need that time to process. They come into the game. When you come into any new position, you still need time to learn. I mean, really, I don't want to say the textbook or the learning part of it, but you still got to have that processing time. You know what I'm saying? Not just about being on the field, the physical part of it. You still need that time to develop mentally, and they just, like you said, it's kind of like a microwave society, I guess, within the NFL, and it's like it can affect, and it probably does affect, these young quarterbacks mentally who come into the game and feel like I can't do this, I can't do that. They move on from me after a year. It's like you literally almost can't learn everything you need to know coming to the NFL in one off season. With a new program, new teammates, new coaching. They talk about Jalen Hurts all the time having different offensive coordinators. Pretty much year after year, pretty much since college. So it's just like, and that's why he does get some of the respect that he does, deserve, because going through that many coordinators, I'm saying, like you mentioned with these young quarterbacks having coordinated year after year after year, it's kind of tough when they learn, different schemes. So it's just like, when you do see a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, you got to recognize that it does take that mentality. And then people talk about Dak being that smart, having that, being smart, like being able to learn, being able to read defenses, quick. And, I think I was listening to Talking Cowboys earlier, and they said that Dak has literally seen over 10 plus years of football, and it's not just, it's not just about learning, but it is about that time you put in. Tom Brady, well, I think 20 plus years, you just develop that kind of talent, it is one thing to have talent, but quarterbacks do need that time to develop mentally. It's not just, you can't microwave learning the NFL. It's just impossible.
Right. I agree with that. And, Dak has talked about that. They talked about, everybody's talking about Dak's confidence. Like, he just looks like he's just moving different. And shout out to Troy Aikman said today, like, you can just definitely tell. He's like, Dak's always been confident, but it just feels like he's a different type of confident. And it's like, one, Dak has spoken about, he's like, my experience, because he was like, that's something that no one can match that. You may have a better arm. You may be faster or more athletic. Right. You may be cuter. Right. You may be not cute. You may be cuter and Z, but at the end of the day, like, you can't take away his experience and you can't take away his love for the game.
Right. And his commitment. I mean, I think I tweeted a couple weeks ago when he dove for that ball or dove to make that tackle. Like, all quarterbacks don't always make that initial move.
No, they don't.
Not necessarily instinctual to make that move. I don't want to use the word sacrifice, but it's not really in the quarterback's realm to really dive at the ground. You know what I'm saying? When they don't have to.
Correct. Right. Like, because you don't want to face an injury, but it's like Dak is somebody that lays it all on the line every
Yes, he lays
play,
it
and
all
that's not,
out, man.
that's why
His
you build,
guys.
and that's why you build a franchise around a person like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And he not only takes the time on the field, but off the field as well, taking the guys on trips in the off season, spending his money. I'm saying, and also meeting up with outside groups. I forget the name that that they constantly meet up with, but
The
they also give
OX2, yeah.
OX2 also
I
give these
mean,
guys a life experience. It's just he offers a lot
right,
to these young guys, and that's why these guys talk about his leadership, a lot.
right. It's just a lot of pouring in. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
think
yes,
if you have a situation where like Dak is the oldest in the locker room now.
yeah,
And so Dak kind of has moved into that role of like revere and respect. And I feel like,
yeah,
he's earned that. I said Dak is not
absolutely.
I'm gonna go to your I'm gonna go to your your wife's I don't know, gala or whatever the hell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
Charity event, like they
yeah,
had the
the
yeah.
charity
Like
events.
when Osa had the event, for the single mothers, you know what I'm saying, throwing a baby
Right.
shower for them. I'm sure Dak is there
Exactly.
supporting, you know what I'm saying? You talk
Yeah.
about the many events the other guys have there during the off season, being there for these guys. Like it's a lot for these young guys, because they may not have the the structure or maybe the background of some of the some of the people around them. And I'm sure Dak and then the team, then you have Dak. I'm sure the other teammates want to follow Dak. So then the other teammates are there for that, and that individual as well. So it just feel like even Jordan Lewis spoke about having the team, reach out to him when he's going through that time. So it's just, these guys.
Yep.
I think these guys are building a
I
strong
think a
foundation.
lot of people, and when you listen to like the people are like, yeah, like somebody like Nate Thomas, you wouldn't expect Dak to
That'd
have
be
a
the first
close
name.
relationship with Nate Thomas. You know what I'm saying? He's at
Right,
the bottom
right.
of the depth chart. But I
Correct.
think that like Dak is that person where it's like the respect or the love that comes from him is like he's basically what you would call like a teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of like more of his like leadership role and style
Yeah.
compared to like I'm your best friend, I'm your homeboy. It's more of like,
Right.
hey, what can I learn from Dak? And that's because of the way he just leads his life and the way he
Yeah.
lives and breathes football. Thank you so much for popping in, and Ghost. We appreciate you. Be sure to be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
appreciate it. But yeah, I just think that it comes from, and I think another thing is like leading by example. That's what I mean. Like Dak is the
Yeah.
ultimate leader by example,
Yeah.
which draws people. The way he lives, the way he coaches, the way he plays the game, operates and knows the game. That's what gravitates people to him, so that they can learn.
Yeah.
Some positions is where I always think about when Michael Irvin talks about Troy, how he said, I did everything to make sure that Troy was happy with me.
Right.
It wasn't Troy going to Michael Irvin, hey man, let me talk to you. Like, no, It was, what can I be doing for Troy? Because Troy
Right.
commanded that type of respect. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the role that we're going in. Like the fact that Dak said so many of them in the defense was like, Dak, we're sorry, we shouldn't have done that. That shows you the
Correct.
command of respect that
Yeah.
he's now garnered in that locker room, to where men feel like,
Yeah. They gotta.
I disappointed Dak and I need to
Facts.
apologize,
Facts.
because he's out there laying it all on the line, and look at what we're doing.
Right,
But it's also
exactly.
play as well that makes people believe, because you can't be ass and expect people to believe in you.
Right, exactly.
No one-
right. No, I definitely
Like
agree with that.
Donovan Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Like no one's going to be following you if you suck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just for lack of a better word. So
Right. And it's not just, at least in my opinion, it doesn't feel linear with Dak. Like I feel like I feel like it's like on an individual basis. He finds different ways to connect to each player, like kind of like on their level. It's not just like, okay, everybody, we're in a big group. I'm talking to you
Right.
guys. Let's get going. Like the pregame, that's for everybody, hyping everybody up. But he also spends the time in each individual person as their own. And like we mentioned earlier, going to their events, going to their, getting close with their families. And even Shotty talking about, when he reached out to Clowney, talking talking to his kids. I'm saying, I'm sure Dak did the same
Right.
thing. Like when you see the players all together interacting with, with each other's kids. And even I think this past camp we saw clips of other players interacting with Dak's family as well. So having that level of respect as well, because Dak doesn't let even media. I think he's a little bit more open these past recent years, but Dak wasn't always that open book that we're seeing these days. So just to see that, like you said, kind of the respect, not just for Dak, but vice versa. Dak has the respect for the players to allow them within his realm, to be that close with them. A lot of these quarterbacks don't have that, off the field, friendly. Let me go to your event, all that time. I have all the time.
Relationship and type of stuff. Right. And I feel like Shotty brought a lot of this stuff out of Dak, so we do have to give credit to that, because as far as like beyond football, we know Dak did he does everything football, like, come to my house, let's do this, but it's like beyond football, the personal hood, I feel like is what really, because like him rocking Sam Williams clothes and stuff, like,
right, exactly.
And then not only him, like Sarah, which is Dak's fiance, rocking Sam Williams clothes and posting it, and having his girl over, and having different football players and their wives coming over and doing all this stuff. Like, that's how these relationships start to get personal and start to get formed. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it like the clothing line that he wears on Sundays, like Gentleman's Playbook, I think, like to a couple of wives of some NFL players that he wears?
No, not Jennifer. Gentleman's Playbook is he's just a stylist for people in the NFL. Okay. There is a girl who creates like clothes for the NFL wives, but I think she's on the 49ers. I think it's like Kyle Juszczyk's wife or something like that. But
okay. But
anyway, we kind of got way off topic. But
at the end of the day, Dak is an insane leader for this team. I feel like it's really brought out the personality of all these guys, and they just really support each other. Like we mentioned earlier, in the sounds of the sideline, you saw them hyping each other up, and it's always about pushing. Well, it seemed to be about pushing forward.
And you had that clip. You had that clip that you wanted to share with Sounds to the Sideline, so you can share that clip. Now I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I kind of hate that they edit the Sounds of the Sideline so much, because it's like, I know y'all can't show everything, but it's like we would like to see some type of raw emotion, with what was going on. But of course they edited all that out, but you could still see Dak's leadership, you know what I'm saying, when he's on the sideline. And they had clips of Solomon Thomas, and we're not gonna show the whole thing. Y'all could check it out. It's on the Cowboys YouTube and on their X page, but we're just gonna show this clip. I think it's a Pickens after he scored that touchdown, and just feeling how the guys just really, a lot of talking and lifting each other up, which is not something that we really saw in years past. I want y'all to go back and look at the Sounds of the Sideline and see if you saw a lot of talking up and encouraging and different stuff like that. I feel like we didn't really see that. So, now we have more of that. We have more teachers, more leaderships. And, I put on Twitter, I was like, true leadership is servant leadership. What is servant leadership? It's about what can I do for you? How can I serve you? How can I help make you better? A true leader makes everybody around them better. Yeah. Not just when it comes to, play, but I feel like morally as a person, as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like I should be enriching. A true leader enriches the people that they follow's life. Correct. And so I just feel like you could really see the kind of change in the philosophy. And I feel like, that flows through Shotty, that flows through Dak, that flows through the rest of the leaders and the people. CD, you'll see on the clip and stuff like that. So you can show it.
Let's put on We Are That State. Yeah, I love that. Hey, what's your boy? You go for it, right?
Prescott back, throws to the left side of the end zone. Pickens to caught the ball. It's a touchdown.
You got the best duel in the league. Hey, let's start it with you, brother. Hey, let's start it with you. 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 Hey, let's st can breathe.
In the shotgun first.
Yeah. So
just love the energy that, I mean, you just saw everybody kind of just hype up each other, and just really, this, of course, the smiles on everyone's faces. But then even following that, you mentioned the leadership. You saw CD go over and speak with Tolbert. And I just love that. Even with some of the mistakes that he's making, that they're still involving him. And so I guess they're making him feel like he's can make impact on the team. Now I really, at least for me, I want to know a little bit more of the detail. I kind of want to know what CD was referring to, as far as I'm wondering if he meant that Tolbert opened it up on the field, or if he opened it up by Pickens kind of coming in to be the second wide receiver, and Pickens getting more opportunities in this game. Pickens, being targeted more than Tolbert. And I think
was that the drive where Dak was targeting Tolbert that led? Maybe that's what he was saying, or it could be Tolbert hit a blocker, because Tolbert did hit some key blocks. He hit some key blocks in this game as well. Okay. So that could be what he's talking about, or it could be, I think there was a drive where Dak was throwing to Tolbert to like get down the field, but I'm not sure. I had to rewatch the game back, but CD was not doing this last year. CD was not
at all.
Well, I'm sorry, but what CD was doing last year, he'd be on the sideline laughing and joking with Micah, laughing and joking with Trey, or
way down the very end, away from everybody.
Away from everybody. You did not see CD actually talking to his guys and coaching up his guys, and I feel like that's what you need a person. Players have to start motivating and pushing the other player. That's why we talk about where are the on-field leaders? Facts. Where are the emotional leaders? Where are they at? It was so many times we would see ourselves losing, getting blown out, and you don't see nobody say anything. You just see everybody just on the sideline with their heads low. So it's like, where's the leadership? Where's the leadership? So it really does feel like a lot of Shotty has just pushed and put a lot of people in the locker room, like a lot of these people that they added through the free agencies, like Solomon Thomas and Kenneth Murray. Now he's added Jadeveon Clowney, which he called personally, and to come over here, and added in guys like Kenny Clark, and it's like he's trying to add leaders. Even in the draft, we talked about it. He's trying to add leaders and teachers. And I feel like because that's a reflection of who he is, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of people that he wants on his football team. Leaders and teachers, people that make the people around them better in every way.
Right.
Are you going out of your way to shepherd? Are you going out of your way to lead? You know what I'm saying? That's clearly what he's looking for.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I just love that they also already have a kind of a connection. Clowney kind of show respect to Clark in that manner, and then Clark kind of respond and say, hey, I love seeing that. That makes me even, want to show up even more for my guys, and put even more out on the field. So I just feel like, I mentioned earlier, Clowney playing for Schottenheimer, just kind of having that background. And I think that's going to kind of galvanize the guys a little bit more. And, even Klein talked about even potentially playing this weekend. Now, I don't know for sure if he is, but even just having that, that excitement to play for the team, to kind of come in and already want to make an impact for the team. I'm saying, hey, I feel like these guys needed me. Now they have a DT. The DBs, are good. He did, get them some credit, but he feels like he can kind of come in and add something to this pass rush room. So I just feel like, I would be excited to see him out there on the field. I'm saying, I'm not going to say I think he's going to be out there, but if he does get out there, I would like to see what kind of impact he could have so quickly coming into the team.
Facts. And I'm sharing this because I want y'all to remember, this is why we said revenge game, right? And we got Matt Eberflus and Ben, and we already talked about Matt Eberflus. I mean, of course, this is his game. You know what I'm saying? And we need you, Flus, to really show up, because now that we put on film that we can't cover a go route with versus cover. I mean, we can't cover nine routes and verticals,
right?
With cover 4 and cover 3, which is built to stop that stuff. Same thing with cover 2. It's built to stop the deep ball, right? And force you to go underneath, and you're not and you put on film that you can't beat it. So we know that this is a copycat league. I know him and Shotty are trying to save face, and we can fix it in a week, and it's just communication. I'm like, I hope so. I hope so, because what you did last week, you put it on film. Everybody is looking at that film, and they're going to attack us the same way until we can prove that we can stop it.
Correct, because I'm sure people around the league look at the Bears as a team similar to the Giants, right? You would think the Bears are, bad, but they always have a good defense, right? That's kind of one of the staples of the Bears team. So
and the Bears have a lot of. They're more talented than the Giants because they have.
DJ Moore.
Right, you got DJ defense. Moore, you got Roma Dunze, you know what I'm saying? Like you got.
Like, I'm not saying Zacchaeus is all world, but I mean, he did show some things when he was Washington.
Right, Luther Burden, you know what I'm saying? And I think they put in work to rebuild that offensive line. Now, Caleb Williams' processing is not great, but he is an athletic quarterback. Yeah. And what did the Cowboys struggle with? Athletic quarterbacks.
Right, and he is showing, at least in my opinion, showing a little bit more composure in the pocket. He does kind of scramble still, but I feel like he's a little bit more calmer this year. Of course, with it being the second year, he still just has some things to pick up. Still think some things to pick up on, but I feel like he shows just a little bit more composure in the pocket. And I feel like at least this past week, I didn't get a chance to watch the entire game, but I feel like they were using some combo blocks up front to kind of keep his pocket clean and trying to get the ball downfield to his pass catching receivers.
Right, and so that they're going to do that type of stuff. They're going to copycat. They're going to be trying to attack us with the deep ball. You know what I'm saying? And Ben Johnson, I haven't watched the Bears game, so I can't sit here and lie to you. But I know in Detroit, he liked to run the ball. I mean, he had the best running back duo in the league for like 2 years. So I assume that he's still trying to run the ball over there. Probably lead to a play action look that's be more comfortable for somebody like Caleb Williams. But honestly, I don't even know if Caleb Williams is playing. He probably not, because these college quarterbacks, they don't really play under center like that. They mostly play from the gun. So, but again, like I said, I have not watched any Bears games, so I wish I could give y'all more insight. But I want, and we can of course look at their game last week that they played. I forgot who they played. Just overall looking at the landscape of their team. But when we look at the Vikings, okay. But this is what Ben Johnson did to us last year. Now, granted, he was not the head coach. Dan Campbell was the head coach.
Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator calling the plays. Correct. And there was a lot of disrespectful stuff that he was doing. Like, you're up significantly. You're running, giving your offensive lineman the ball, power toss with Penei Sewell, all this crazy stuff that you was doing. So this is definitely a game to get back, because this was a game with that. This is a revenge game for everybody, because I forgot. No, Dak played this game, so this is a revenge game for everybody for what they did last year. This was a game where our offensive line couldn't block shit. And Zach Martin was so terrible that Aleem McNeil literally got paid a day after this game.
Literally off of that game.
Zach Martin was so bad. Aleem McNeil whooped his ass so bad that the Detroit Lions gave Aleem McNeil a record-setting contract the very next day.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a revenge, and this might have been Zach Martin's last game as a Cowboy.
I think he did get hurt in that game,
because he did not finish the season. He got hurt, and he was I don't remember if it was this game, but I remember he got sidelined pretty soon after this. So this is definitely go ahead.
No, I was saying, actually, to your point, I was just, like I mentioned earlier, we're talking Cowboys. They actually mentioned in the last six matchups between Ben Johnson and Eberflus, Johnson actually his offense scored 30 plus points in 4 out of the 6 matchups. You know what I'm saying? So it's he can definitely move the ball downfield. Right,
because I forgot 2023. Y'all remember that nail biter?
Mm-hmm.
With 2023, is this the one they just played? Yeah, 27-24. But that was a nail biter, and they almost beat us. That was the declare game? He didn't declare.
Oh, right, yeah, as eligible.
Remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Dan Skipper declared as eligible. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking for
game,
my charger, but
was that the game that Zeke took that low hit, or was that a couple years ago before that?
That was the year before that.
Yeah.
So they also tore Zeke's PCL.
Yeah.
So F the Bears, you know what I'm saying? F them too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They can get all the smoke, but I just wanted to look at just what happened in the last game. Okay, Caleb Williams, 21 of 35, a touchdown, 210 passing yards. See, this is what I tell y'all with Caleb Williams. He is a dual. He's the young athletic quarterback that we were talking about at the beginning when a Bears fan was in here, where he's not seeing it. But one thing he does have is he can use his legs, and he does have pretty good arm talent where he can throw some, like Mahomes, he can throw some cool, I want to say it, what's it called? Like cross-body passes, all of this type of stuff. He can do that because he's got the arm strength to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, he threw a crosser to a Doomsday. I believe it was last week, for a touchdown. I think maybe 15, maybe 10 to 15 yard touchdown. And and really it's plays like that kind of get me nervous because, I'm not sure who we're going to have. I know last week we talked about Izzy, who was, I know he's not on the team anymore, about, covering tight ends, but at least within this past week, what I've noticed from some of the press conferences, the Bears are talking a lot about their tight ends and how Williams has the connection with them. In the last, couple of weeks, he hasn't really gone to them like that. And I just feel like not that it's going to be their tight end game, but I really feel like they're going to make an emphasis to target these tight ends.
Loveland, because that's the one that got in the first round, I believe.
Right.
But they said he's like hardly been involved.
Exactly.
Because you can see in this game, he only had 2 receptions for 12 yards.
Right.
Cole Kmet only had 1 reception of 31. He's pretty much been targeting DJ.
Again.
That's a very low. He only targeted DJ Moore 5 times.
Yeah, they say he targeted Odunze more than DJ Moore. They're actually surprised that Moore isn't getting more targets.
Because Odunze got 9 targets for 6 receptions. So that's interesting. But they definitely, we know anytime people play the Dallas Cowboys, just like with the Giants, it is everybody's Super Bowl to play us. Right. So we know that, and Ben Johnson, creative offensive guru Ben Johnson, he is going to be cooking up, and he's also 0-2.
Exactly.
He's 0-2. You do not want to go to 0-3. So, and you're in a difficult division, right? Green Bay just traded for Michael Parsons. The Lions have been top of the division for 2 years now.
And the
Vikings, and they just slapped you. The Vikings, I don't know what they gonna be because JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, he just got hurt again. I think he's gonna be out again for a couple of weeks. Or they say 2 to 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, but even so, he's not really that dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why they gave him. They gave him the quarterback. They gave him player of the week after this game, and I'm like, he was horrible the whole first half. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, it wasn't this game. I think it was this game.
No, I think it was. I think he had to come back at the end because I went to bed when the Bears were still up. So when I woke up and the Vikings won, I'm like, what happened? Like,
exactly.
They had that in the bag. So yeah.
Right, and they're not really using Luther Burden over there.
No, not really.
If Tuck is still in the channel, that was Tuck's guy. I ain't gonna lie, I did not love Luther Burden at all. But this is definitely gonna be a game where they're gonna try to probably throw some wrinkles with Colston, especially because what did we put on film last week?
Right.
We have a non-athletic, slow as hell linebacker as our Mike linebacker. And we put him in the middle of our defense on Tampa too, which means he's responsible for covering the whole middle of the field. Last week, Johnny said, that one play up the seam, that was on Sanborn because he was supposed to be covering Wan'Dale Robinson. So to be if we run that Tampa 2 and cover 2 coverage again, they're gonna attack Sanborn all day. And what better way to do that with Colston Loveland?
Right. Against your former linebacker.
Right. Against so they already know, and the thing is they already know what Sanborn is. They know Sanborn is to be in base packages. He is not fit to cover ground in a nickel package.
Right.
Flus knows that. I don't know why he's forced out there. It's clear that he just prefers his guy over Maris because if there's anybody that should be playing middle of the field, it should be Maris. But yet Maris is benched, and you continue to send Sanborn out there. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how Flus is able to stop these guys.
Yeah,
because they're saying I don't think Bland is gonna be back yet. So you're pretty much gonna have the same corners.
Yeah.
They're going to be attacking us deep. You got DJ Moore, who's a speedster. You got Roma Dunze, who's like,
The long.
I don't even know.
I think he's averaging 12 yards per catch.
He's definitely a stretch the field type of guy. I think he's pretty good route runner. I know I was very high on him coming out of the draft. I probably had him ranked like my top 3 wide receiver out of the draft. So they're going to be looking to turn up. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it always is. Now, you hope somebody like Jadeveon Clowney can help us with the pass rush but we know they're going to attack us deep. It's Flus, are you going to make the adjustments or not? Because I don't really care if front office is saying Dono or Malik got to play or not. I really don't give a damn. Because we all know at the end of the day, it's about wins. We already know that. So even if we're not saying don't play him at all, but if you're going to have to make some adjustments. I hope Flus has a wrinkle up his sleeve and we see Wanye or we see Bell, like make the adjustment, Flus. You know Dono can't do it. You know Malik can't do it. Neither one of them have that long range speed to be covering up top. And the communication is terrible back there. Like, I don't know what's going on back there, but you're going to have to make the adjustment or we're going to be attacked in the same way. And just like this team is 0-2, they could easily be 1-2 after seeing us just because we've put on film bad film.
Right. And to your point, a guy like Maris could actually bring more pressure to the quarterback to cause more disruption in the secondary, to give the guys more chance to be able to cover. And even a guy like Maris can come downhill, just getting in his space, putting his hands up, you know what I'm saying? Just causing disruption around that line of scrimmage, just causing Caleb Williams to try to get the ball out fast. I think that could at least kind of be somewhat of a help to the secondary.
Facts. I agree with that. But so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how we're gonna, stop these guys. This is another game where you feel like, oh yeah, we should win. But they're, like I said, they do have an athletic quarterback, which tends to be our Achilles heels. They do have really good wide receivers. They have more good wide receivers, or just as many as the Giants did last week. The only thing you can hope on is that Caleb Williams F's it up. But you can see Caleb Williams here. He may hold the ball too long, but he really don't turn the ball over like that. So, which means like he's not a panicker. He'll hold it, probably throw it out or take a sack. Yeah. But he's not just gonna be just turning the ball over and over again. So it's like I don't expect you to really be able to rely on that either.
Right.
So we're definitely gonna have to cover. I think the Bears fan that was in here, I do think I'm not worried about the offense. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really talk much about their defense, but the Bears defense, we can kind of look. I'm like, who is even on y'all defense? I'm not gonna lie. Right. Okay, Tremaine Edmonds. Okay. Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Javon Dexter. So they got like
some
pretty
guys.
Right. Yeah, they got some guys. Not amazing.
Byard when he was with Tennessee.
Right, which he's kind of at the end of his rope, but he still is a former Pro Bowl All-Pro. And Tremaine Edmonds, he used to be on the Bills, their middle linebacker. He's pretty good. Jaquan Brisker, I know you're good in Madden. Are you good in real life? I don't know. But Nashawn Wright, if Nashawn Wright is still starting for them, that's a target.
That's an attacking point.
We should be able to attack them just like we've been attacking all these teams. We should be able to run the ball and we should be able to shred them through the air because their best corner is out.
Correct.
And it's possible that Grady Jarrett may be out. You know what I'm saying? So, which eliminates, that's pretty much a part of their pass rush in the middle, as well as Montez Sweat. But Montez Sweat. Oh, never mind. Okay, but he had 2 tackles for loss, but no sacks. Like Montez Sweat is not. I mean, he's not. To me, he's not scary. You know what I'm saying? He definitely. Our offensive line should have a way better day.
Yeah.
Than they had versus the Giants. Because the Giants game got these PFF and all these other graders saying we got the worst offensive line in the league, which is not the case at all. But of course, they did give up pressures and sacks. So when that happens after 1 week, of course, they're going to grade us terribly. But what did you have up there?
I just had some stats for the Bears pass defense in week 2. They allow over 300 plus yards, and their rush defense allow 100 plus yards. So I think I think Keystone mentioned it earlier. We could attack their corners, but I think we could also attack with the run game as well, especially with Devontae Williams coming along. I mean, I'm not sure if we see any lightning in this game. I'm not sure if they elevate. At least in my opinion, Malik Davis. I feel like he may be the only player, and I say the only running back who may have some lightning. But I'm just excited to see what they can do in the run game. Especially seeing this past week. He had 97 yards rushing and then 30 plus yards receiving. I'm just really, I really do want to see what Devontae Williams can do against this defense. I know they do have some pieces missing, so I don't want to see they take advantage.
No, I agree with that. I think this is you definitely want to take advantage of this game. Now, something that we should know, it may be a little difficult to run the ball in this game because you did lose your powerful center.
Right.
Brock Hoffman is a cerebral center, but he is not powerful. He is like Tyler Biotish.
Yeah.
So if the one run game could be a little bit in trouble. Now we hope. Now, were we able to run the ball last year with Brock Hoffman? Yes, we were. You know what I'm saying? We were able to run the ball with him. So I'm not saying he's going to be out there. And I feel confident. I don't think he's going to be a liability, especially not in the pass game or nothing like that. But I'm just saying we may not be able to get as much push as we were before because he just doesn't have the power. Hence why he's a backup.
Yeah.
So
and BB can just get to that next level. Like it's like
it's
crazy. Exactly. Like it's it is a huge difference.
Right. So it's gonna be a difference. So that's gonna be an adjustment period to see. Yeah. But I still think that this is a defense that you can get attacked through the air, and we shouldn't have too much problem with the pass rush because I mean they don't really have nobody crazy when you look at their edges. You got Montez Sweat and Dio Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Dio Odeyingbo or Odeyingbo. Yeah, Odeyingbo. Like, but these aren't terrifying pass rushers. You know what I'm saying? So you should have a good day at the office. And even the D line, I put out on our side of the ball. I put out Sam Williams, Dante Fowler. The way y'all looked last week, and I can stop sharing, but the way y'all looked last week to me was unacceptable. Versus that Giants O-line, they were playing backups of backups.
Right.
What's up, Ty? Glad to see you. But they were playing backups of backups, and y'all got 0 sacks. Pressures are nice. I like pressures. I know Sam Williams allegedly caused, the interception, but I'm like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Now it is early. I do know Sam Williams is coming back from injury, but my question is, what the hell does an ACL injury got to do with hand technique?
Yeah.
And then when you bring in somebody, hold on, I'm gonna say it. When you bring in somebody like Jadeveon Clowney, who you should, Sam, be learning from because you clearly don't have pass rush moves.
Right.
I see Isaiah Land, and I forgot who the hell else was over there, but I'm like, why are they getting pass rush? What's the word? Of tools and help from this guy when y'all are the starters and y'all are struggling. Y'all should be looking to him like, hey, bro, can you help us? A former first overall pick, Pro Bowl. I don't think he ever got all pro, but come on, man. Like, that's the type of stuff where it's like, I don't know. Like, I raised our offensive off-season grade. And this is the last thing I'll say because I'm beat. But I raised our off-season grade from like a D to like a B when we got Dante Fowler. And because that's how confident. Hey Angie, I'm glad to see you, sis.
Exactly. Hey, Angie,
thank you for supporting us, sis. But that's how confident I was in Dante Fowler's ability. Now I'm hearing, oh, Star, he's just a pass rush specialist, and I'm like, is that it? I didn't think that's all that Dante Fowler was just a guy to bring in on third down. Like, I thought Dante Fowler is a complete DN. So,
yeah. And we were mad when he didn't get more snaps.
And that's the thing with Sam Williams. And I know everybody's backtracking about his injury. Like, no, y'all can't be bringing up his injury now, bro, because the whole offseason, y'all was saying he gonna prove it. He gonna prove it. He ready. He this and he that.
Right.
He didn't play preseason. He was picking off Dak at camp. And now you look
right.
You don't look good. Like, I literally saw the Eagles film, bro. My Lotta was holding Dante Fowler like this. Like, it's not even a competition. How did you not get a sack on that Giants O-line playing backups and backups? That's why I said it's too soon, because they still have time to turn it around. But
yeah,
they have not looked good. Yeah, they need to turn it around. I would like to turn it around. That the D line, y'all got to do better. Cause the D tackles have been good. The D tackles have been good, but the edges, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, this could be the week for assists. I mean, at least one name I've heard this week: Braxton Jones, their left tackle over there. They said that he's given up 12 pressures and 2 sacks. So I mean, this could be the opportunity for Sam Williams and Dante Fowler. You know what I'm saying? These could be the opportunity for these guys to step up. Even James Houston.
I agree. What's up, Ty? Yeah, James Houston should be starting, but we know why he not starting. And he can barely get 9 snaps a game. Like, bro, we dealing with our guys, bro. We're dealing with our guys. Just the coach's version.
Right. And Ty's completely right. I think they show just a few seconds of Fowler on the sideline, and he was just looking like he was just chilling. And I'm like you mentioned earlier, just like, where's the leader? He's far on defense. It's like, where's the leader? Like, you supposed to come in here as a veteran, supposed to be, hyping the young guys up, teaching them something, and you're all to yourself on the bench, just looking on in the game. And it's like, who are you sitting around?
I told you. Sis. It ain't no leadership on that side.
Yeah.
Cause Osa, when I heard Osa talking and stuff, I'm like, nobody is following this. Nobody is following Osa, y'all. Nobody's running through a wall for Osa. It's not happening. I love Osa, great guy, good young defensive tackle, but like, they need leadership in the worst way on that side of the ball. So hopefully, as the season goes by, people will start getting more comfortable in that role, like our new guys and stuff like that. They'll start getting more comfortable to speak up and lead. I know they're not trying to step on people's toes, but it's like, bro, if they're not stepping up, then you step up. And the guys that are here, they're also really young. Like, everybody that we've homegrown picks, they're young as hell on that side of the ball. So they're not ready to take that mantle. And Dante Fowler, but he's never been in that role. He's never been a leader like that. So you can't expect that from him. I did expect him to kind of step up, but I mean, he clearly is just not that guy. So I don't know, man. I really want these guys to step up. You said Fowler came here from Micah. Okay. It's more about Clowney if we get Maris on the field. Yeah, free Maris. We still hashtag free Maris because I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did to Flus, but 9 snaps when he was a starter last year is just it's not for Sanborn. It's not good, but anyway, guys, I got to get off of here because I'm so tired. But I was like, let me push through and do this show.
No, I appreciate you, sis. Really
No,
do
it's no
appreciate
problem.
your
But
time.
thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for supporting us. Everybody in the chat, we really appreciate y'all for y'all's love and support. You can see there on the screen. Please donate. To our cash apps there on the screen. We appreciate it. Help us grow, update our equipment, our setup, and different things like that. And even could go to like we could travel, go to games and stuff like that, so we can give y'all exclusive footage. So just please help us and donate to our channels. Also, please subscribe to us. You'll see on the banner there our YouTube. And please like the stream. If you're watching on the playback, please like it. Please like it. Please don't burn us on the likes, and please share as well. And please comment. Like we said, we really enjoy y'all's comments and feedback. And we appreciate y'all so much for y'all support. Hopefully either we'll be back on Sunday after the game, or y'all will hopefully be able to see us next week on Wednesday.
Yes, facts. Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for your time, sis, adjusting your schedule, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for the love and